Hello, a warm welcome to all our viewers. I'm Alshani Gamagi with Prime TV News. A quick look at your headlines before we go into the news in detail. First duty of the Deputy Minister is to give a statement to the FCID. Former Japanese PM Yukio Hatayama calls on the President. 2 out of 4 students drown in the sea. Indian President turns down a plea to release Rajiv Gandhi killers. And in news overseas, Putin invites North Korea's Kim Jong-un to Russia. Deputy Minister Nalin Bandara arrived at the Financial Crimes Investigation Division this morning. He did so to give a statement with respect to a complaint lodged on an alleged malpractice said to have taken place in the purchase of 2 ships for the shipping corporation during the previous regime. Deputy Minister arrived at the Financial Crimes Investigation Division at around 10:30 this morning to give the related statement. It is mentioned that a statement was recorded from him for about 1.5 hours. Thereafter, expressing views to the media, Deputy Minister Nalin Bandara said that it was a transaction of $70 million, but the ships had been purchased between $40 and $50 million. There had been an underhand transaction amounting to $15 to $20 million US. Funds had been taken for this transaction from People's Bank. There is a loan payment installment of $15,000 per day. In addition, a $5,000 expenditure is incurred on operations maintenance. As such, a $20,000 expenditure is incurred on each ship per day. He said that if this ship is leased out for any institution, only a $5,000 income could be earned. The government is incurring a loss of 2.5 million rupees from one ship. A massive fraud has also taken place during the corrupt transaction. Possessing these ships for a longer period will further increase the massive loss incurred. Former Japanese Prime Minister Dr. Yukio Hatayama, who is on a visit to Sri Lanka, has called on President Maithripala Sirisena. Past relations between the two countries were reminisced at the meeting held at the President's official residence. The President, who appreciated the Sri Lanka tour of the former Prime Minister of Japan, extended an invitation for him to visit the island again. Former Japanese Prime Minister Dr. Yukio Hatayama has arrived in the country to join in the launch of construction of the Sadham Seva building of the Dham 7 International Buddhist Center in Polgasovita. The construction of the 17-storied building, which will be carried out from his personal wealth, is expected to cost 25,000 million rupees. Plans are afoot to launch a vocational training center in the future. The former Japanese Prime Minister also expressed views with the President in this respect. He has expressed agreement to contribute to several development projects in Sri Lanka. Among those who were present on the occasion was head of the International Buddhist Center, the Venerable Suduhumpala Vimalasara Thera. A search operation is underway after 2 school boys were reported missing while they were bathing in the sea in the Kochikade Palanguturai area in Negombo. The students were from a school in Kochikade. It was reported that 5 grade 11 students had gone to the beach at around 11:30 a.m. and 4 of them had ventured into the sea to have a bath. They had drowned and the onlookers were able to rescue 2 of them and admit them to Negombo General Hospital. The other 2 are still missing. 2 fishermen engaged in an operation to save the lives of the students, but they too faced an accident due to the rough seas. However, the people of the area managed to save them. Indian President Ram Nath Kovind has turned down a request made by the Tamil Nadu government's calling for the release of the 7 prisoners convicted for the assassination of former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi on May 21, 1991, The Hindu reported today. The Indian President conveyed to the government that the centre does not concur with its view for the release of the prisoners. The President is bound by the advice of his Council of Ministers in such matters. In the last 4 years, the state government has written twice to the Home Ministry to pardon the convicts and release them on humanitarian grounds. A top official told The Hindu that the president has rejected the Tamil Nadu government's plea to free the prisoners on the advice of the Home Ministry. This has been conveyed to the state. The assassins of the former Prime Minister of India cannot walk free under any circumstance. Earlier, following the Supreme Court's directions, the Ministry of Home Affairs sought details on 8 grounds from the state to facilitate further its request to release the convicts. It asked the state to furnish details such as the physical and mental status of the convicts, their economic and social background, and the previous cases registered against them. Health, Nutrition and Indigenous Medicine Minister Rajitha Senaratne has said that the present government had been successful in equally enforcing the law to the letter to everyone. The minister said that every wrongdoer will be brought before the law. He mentioned that the previous government did not bring any wrongdoer before the law. This is the difference. The minister participated in the launch of several new development projects at the Alutgama Base Hospital. These will cost 165 million rupees. These projects are being launched under the program A Healthy Country, A Strong Future. $6,578 workers had been recruited to Sri Lankan Airlines during the period 2012 to 2014 in an environment in which the airline was incurring a massive loss. This revelation was made at the Presidential Commission yesterday. Captain Ruwan Withanage, Sri Lankan Airlines pilot, president of the Airlines Pilot Forum, disclosed these details at the Presidential Commission inquiring into fraud and malpractices said to have taken place in the Sri Lankan Airlines, Mihin Lanka and Sri Lanka catering companies. The Presidential Commission inquiring into fraud and malpractices said to have taken place in the Sri Lankan Airlines, Mihin Lanka and Sri Lanka catering companies recorded evidence yesterday for the 6th day. On this occasion, Captain Ruwan Withanage, presenting annual reports of Sri Lankan Airlines, said that at a time when the airline was incurring a massive loss, unusual salary increases were given to the workers. He further told the Commission that he had no trust in the human resources head of the Sri Lankan Airlines. He pointed out that although Suren Ratwatta was an air pilot, he was not suitable to hold the post of the Chief Executive Officer. Captain Ruwan Withanage mentioned that the post of Chief Executive Officer is being held with the intention of enjoying the privileges of the post. Also, he pointed out that massive air time was being lost by 6 aircraft of the Sri Lankan Airlines due to the lack of the E-Top certificate. The country's first Ayurveda museum is slated to be declared open by President Maithripala Sirisena in Dambana tomorrow. The Ayurveda Museum, to be opened in Dambana, has been built with contributions made by Research Committee member of the Department of Ayurveda, H.M. Vidanarachi. The expenditure incurred on the museum was 15 million rupees. The museum has been established facing the road approaching the Dambana Vedda village in Mahiyangana. The museum gives an opportunity to get an awareness on information of thousands of herbal plants in several languages. Stalls of the museum have been prepared under the themes on television programs on initiatives that should be taken for health, safety, as well as herbal plants and treatment for diseases. Still on local news, the main suspect in the killing of the Karandeniya Pradeshiya Sabha Vice Chairman has been taken into custody. Vice Chairman of the Karandeniya Pradeshiya Sabha, Donald Sampath, was killed when 2 persons who had come on a motorbike had opened fire in the Uragasmanghandiya area. The police said that they succeeded in apprehending the main suspects concerning the killing after the conduct of comprehensive investigations. In the inquiries, it was revealed that he is an accomplice of Koskodu Suji, an underworld gang leader. Further investigations are being pursued with respect to the suspect who was being taken into custody from the Veragoda area in Kahawa. The Army has taken the initiative of providing artificial limbs for 23 persons in Kilinochchi who lost their limbs in the conflict. The granting of these artificial limbs took place at the Kilinochchi Cooperative Centre under the guidance of the Kilinochchi Defence Headquarters. The handing over of these artificial limbs took place under the patronage of Security Forces Commander Major General Nissanka Ranawaka. Among those present on the occasion was a group including senior military officials. The value of the artificial limbs distributed was 1.2 million rupees. Three individuals have been arrested for conducting excavations hunting for treasure. The raid was carried out by the Sevanagala police. Police said that the three suspects were arrested along with the related equipment when they were carrying out excavations at the Sevanagala Nillagiriya Vihara in Thanamalwila. The raid was carried out based on a tip-off received by the Thanamalwila police. The suspects were due to be produced in the Wellavaya Magistrates Court today. Customs officials have detected 32 rare geckos and lizards illegally shipped into the country inside a shipment of computers. These are believed to be endangered species. Customs media spokesman Sunil Jayaratne said that these had arrived from Australia. The shipment was declared as CPUs, while the reptiles were found in 4 bags concealed inside the CPUs. The detection was made by customs officers attached to the DHL courier services in Katunayaka. The shipment has come from Australia via Singapore by flight SQ468 on Wednesday. And that's all the news tonight. Do log in to itnnews.lk for the very latest in news at home and overseas. I'm Ashani Gamuge signing out. Good night.